All right, welcome to episode one. Today we're gonna be building a gas station in Blender. Kind of like a short, short little animation. Um, so yeah, let's get straight into it. So, all right, first thing we're going to do here, we're gonna add in a plane and we're gonna scale it up just a ton, because, yeah. So today we're gonna be doing a little bit more modeling, which is good. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna press Shift A. And we're going to add in our, whoops, wrong one. Let's see, our cylinder. We're gonna press S and 5 on our keyboard. Whoops. S, Z, and 5 to kind of, we're gonna pull these up a little bit. So you just wanna put these on the ground plane. We're gonna go to our modifiers, go to add modifiers, press array. We're gonna array these each one by 9. No, we'll do 10. Press 10 on the array. And then we're going to set this to 3. So we'll have 3 different pillars. Add another array modifier. And now what you're going to do is on the Y, we're going to click 10. And you can either do this or you can do 20 or to 25. And that usually looks a little bit more normal. So there you go. We have our pillars now. Next thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to do something to our plane real quick, because it is a little bit too big and it's clipping to a certain extent. Maybe that works. Awesome. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, right click these and press shade auto smooth. It's gonna make them not have these weird like deformations. Okay, next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna shift A, add in a cube. We're gonna scale this down a little bit flat. And then we're gonna scale this up and make sure it's centered with our pillars. So the best thing you can do here for centering this is just making sure it's right there like that, and then just scale it up. You want it to be slightly bigger, and that's totally fine. That works. Awesome. And what we're gonna do this time for this is just scale the whole thing out so it's a little bit taller. Awesome. Now what we're gonna do is just shrink that. Now we can go to edit mode, press 3 for face select. You can select the full faces. Press S to scale this. And then you can press E to pull this up. E to pull it up one more time, just a little bit. We're actually gonna drag this down a lot, right there. And then we'll press E again to pull it up. E, shrink, pull it down. Bam. So you can do something somewhat it's not complex, but like that, or just have it like a flat roof, just like so. And then have like a little like dip right here. Shade auto smooth, so we get these nice little edges. Or you can just do shade smooth, but for now we're gonna do flat. Now that we have that, we can go press tab and go to edit mode. We're gonna select this whole entire face right here, the whole entire side. And we can press G and Y to pull it this way. But we're gonna press E and Y to extrude the faces, and just the faces. So E and Y, pull it this way, and we'll pull it to about here. And that should be good for now. Alright, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and add in another cube. We're going to scale it down. Go into our transparent view. Press S and X. Scale it on your X-axis. Now what you want to do is go out of transparency mode, and you want to scale this along the Z-axis until you get something kind of like this. And something I'm going to do here is press 2 on my keyboard to go to edge select, hold Alt, and it should have done that. Whatever, it's fine. Just hold Shift and click all the 4 sides, and just like that. Then you press Control B to bevel. I'm just slightly bevel the edges here. I'm gonna pull this up on the sides, and then pull this kind of like that. Awesome. Now what we can do here is just, we could use an array modifier, but what it does, it offsets it by a few meters, and we don't want that. So we're just going to pull it over and copy and paste it. So just like that, you have your base of your gas station. What we're going to do next is add in some cubes. Press S, Y, and bring it almost to where it's flat, but not all the way. We're going to pull up here in the corner for some like signs. I'm going to pull it right here and get it to the scale that you want. I'm gonna do something like that. That works. Okay, now that we have our sign here, we're just gonna make sure it's somewhat flat. Go up here, and we're just gonna copy and paste it. So we press R, Z, and 90 on our keyboard, and we're gonna get a nice, perfect 90-degree angle on that. Now what we can do is just bring this over to about here, just like that. Awesome. Now what we can do is drag over face so it matches up, and there you go. So now we have our sign here. We can just, I'm gonna shrink that down just a little bit and then scale it up so it's about there. And then we want to pull it up just so you kind of can see the edge into there. Now let's go here and add in a cylinder. We're gonna add in some like strings. All right, and we'll grab our, well, they're not strings, but we'll just call them that. We'll grab our like ropes here. These are gonna be the things that are gonna look like they're holding up the sign, even though they're not. Add an array modifier, and we are going to move this on the y-axis. The y-axis, we're gonna move that here, and then we're just gonna shrink these down just a little bit. Move them on the x until they're just about there. Bam, just like that. Now what we can do is, these don't have to be perfect, but we're gonna rotate them rx minus 90. Bam. And again, they don't have to be perfect, but that works. Alright, next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna make our lights for the top of here. And to do that, we are going to go here to mesh and grab a cylinder. We're gonna pull it up just for now, shrink it down just a little bit. We're gonna shade auto smooth. Now we go here, tab, go to edit mode, go to 3 on your keyboard, right click, delete faces, and I have this little hole. Now what we're gonna do is just, we're gonna add something, let's just say a cube, shade auto smooth. We're not always gonna shade auto smooth. I think for spheres we can do it just smooth. And then bring this down a little bit, and there you go, you have your light. And just shrink it down so it fits. And what we can do is press Ctrl J so they're all one object, and then press auto smooth, and then add modifier, and we're gonna add an array modifier. And then we're gonna quickly go down here, shrink them to the right size, and make sure they are lined up kind of where they're supposed to be. Awesome, right there. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this view right here, and we want to have, let's say 5 on each side. So what we'll do, actually we'll just do 4. So let's do 4. Once you add in your 4 here, add in another array modifier, set it to about 5, set that to 1, set this to 0, and then you can pull all of your lights to where do you want them. And we'll just do 4 instead. I think 5's a little much. There you go. So these are all of your lights. Perfect, there we go. Alright, next thing we're gonna do here is make the building. And then we'll add in the gas pumps and all the little small details the last. Now that you got our gas station kind of, or clicks our gas pumps, roof, and pillars set up, what we're gonna do is, let's go here and get our pillars. So we're gonna add in a cube. I'm gonna shrink it down, pull that up to about the same size as, or like the same height as a roof on the Z axis. It's about there. And press Y and pull this way. We're gonna go here. This is the only like asset I'm gonna use in this whole video, but I'm gonna search up glass door. And let's just find a glass door here. That works, yeah. Give that a second to load. All right, now we got our door in. We are going to grab it and move it over. So here you go. Glass. There we go. And let's just pull it over here for now until... So we'll do RX90 to move that over. Let's go ahead and center this real quick with our pillar. Let's go ahead and center that like that. Bam, there we go. Awesome. So now what we can do here is let's make the door the proper size. I think like there's good. That's good, right? Yeah. What we're gonna do on this one is we'll control V or control C, control V, RX and 90, RZ 90, and we want to first of all pull this over here into the center of this pillar, pull it to the center right here, and then we're gonna scale this up a lot. We want like a pretty big thing right here, and we'll see why this needs to be this size later. What we can do now is let's add in some planes, and we'll go RX90 to move them here. This is it. I'll do GY to grab. G is for grab, R is for rotate, and S is for scale. We're gonna move this to the center here, G and Y. And we're going to grab our glass door as well, and G and Y, center it with this right here, make sure it's all correct. I'm gonna grab this right here, and I'm gonna go into this view. And we will copy this object and pull it right here to the edge. And make sure that is correct. So G and X and make sure it's on the line here perfectly against this door. And then we're gonna grab this one right here. Our glass. It's gonna be a big glass window. So let's just scale this up. Make sure it's correctly between both of the two pillars that we've made with our cubes. Awesome, just like that. And so this one's slightly inside that pillar, so what we'll do is do the same here. Put this one slightly inside this pillar, just like that. Awesome, that works. So this is going to be our glass, and we just want to go ahead, copy it to the other side as well. There's mirror modifiers we could do, but this is just a little bit easier and quicker. Bam, we're gonna do that. Now we can grab our other pillar, drag it over. Just like so, right there. Awesome, and we'll do the same and bring one over here to the end. And the glass, the end of the glass is going to be in the center of that pillar, matching up with that little dot, the blue dot, or orange, whatever you guys selected, just like that. Okay, awesome. Now that we have our glass set up, this is what the front of the store is going to look like, just like that. And this is where this comes in. We just need to, again, we're going to scale it up and make sure it is the correct size, matching up with everything else here. Awesome, we'll have a little overhead thing here. We want to drag this on the Y. There we go, that is correct. And that is the front of our store. What we can do now is make the side walls, because we don't want it to be the exact same size. We want it to be a little bit bigger than this gas pump area. So what we can do for this is grab our cube, and we will just press S, Z, and 1. Oh, we'll do S, X and 5, 5. Okay, we're going to play around with this. S, X, and 20. Oh, there you go. That's perfect size. Look at that. And then we're going to want to shrink it here. So this is going to be a wall, not a window like all the other ones are. Awesome. I'll press G and X and move it on this axis. Make sure the end of it, this white line is lined up with this orange one, and then copy it over to this side. And you just, this one, we don't have the orange dot there, but we will just center that as best as possible. Then we can press on this big line up here on the X. So press S and X to move it on this axis. And then we're going to move over one of these pillars here, this one, and drag it over. And we're just going to do the same thing and make sure it is centered here. Awesome. Drag it over. Alright. That's kind of the front of our gas station. Now we just need to do the sides. And the sides are not that hard to do. So let's go ahead really quickly. I'm going to save my project file and reload it. Alright, awesome. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is make our secondary walls. So we're going to select this here. And this is going to be like our main roof. So we're going to select the edge here and press E. And we're just going to drag it this way about there. Now what we can do is select here, subdivide it. And these walls are going to be kind of janky compared to all the other ones. We'll just do the same. Well, we'll just do this here. And then press E and drag it. And then do the same for this one over here. Sheet flat. Subdivide it. We can just subdivide one side actually if we want and drag this back wall. Or this back part of it. So all the way to the edge like there. And just because we'll do the back as well. So we can go here, select all of our sides, and just pull it all the way this way. Alright, so there's kind of our main part of the gas station. What we can do here is we are going to select this roof, select this top area, select it, subdivide it. You only want to select this part right here and pull it up because you want something for this top area to connect to. And drag this slightly past the edge of the top roof here. About there is fine, and then we'll select all these back faces and then extrude them out one more time and drag them there. Alright, so we have something that this attaches to now. What we can do is make sure you have these selected, and we will press E and Y and make sure they're all pulled inside of our gas station thing here. And something else I'm actually going to do since we're here, I realized it wasn't lined up, so what we can do here is line up the top of, or the bottom of this roof with the top of this one right here. So we can, I don't know, so it looks nice. So you just want, what you want here is these to be lined up. You want this to be lined up, so that's what we're gonna do. So about there's fine. And then we can switch to here. Make sure our lights are where they need to be. Make sure these are tall enough. There you go. Awesome. So there's kind of the base like of the gas station. There's some other stuff we're gonna add. Some like coolers here on the side that we can text later. But yeah, this is only episode 1. This is like some of the base modeling. And then next episode, we're gonna go in and add some gas pumps, some like wires and different things on the edges of the building, on the top here, and just kind of detail, you know, kind of the main, just add all the details in, like all the extra objects that aren't the building. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. That is just episode 1. Tune in a few days for episode 2 when it comes out. And yeah, and I'll see you all next time. Hope y'all enjoyed and have a great day.